What a vital game this is, the Benson Hedges World Series Cup game at the Sydney Cricket Ground, a day-night match between Australia and Pakistan, with both teams desperate for points to move up the table. The West Indies so far have 10 points from their matches. They've gone through beautifully to that stage. Australia have 5 and Pakistan 3. So both teams today really G'd up and keen to pick up the vital 2 points from this afternoon and this evening's entertainment. There are problems for both of them, I'm afraid, because injuries and illnesses have hit Pakistan even worse than has been the case with Australia. First of all, Azim is out with strained side muscles, and Tahir Nakash comes in, but he hasn't played much recently. Then Sarfraz is out, their most dependable medium pacer. So too Mansur Akhtar, he goes to 12th man. And Wasim Raja comes in. That's a selection ploy to use another leg spinner after Abdul Qadir's success. And out also is Wasim Bari, who is ill. In comes Ashraf Ali. He hasn't kept wickets very much on this tour, but he's expected to do a job out there for Imran this afternoon and this evening. For Australia, out goes David Hooks. In comes Rodney Marsh, and Dean Jones is the 12th man. The pitch looked very good. No great amount of grass on it. It looked as though to be a batting paradise, in fact, and Kim Hughes had no hesitation when he won the toss on deciding Australia would bat first and that Pakistan would have to chase runs under the lights. We pick up play now in the 3rd over. Rashid Khan is the bowler. He's coming into bowl to Smith, who's on 1, and your commentator is Ian Chappell. With him is Keith Stackpole.
It's a fine shot from Steve Smith. Imran is fielding wide at mid-on, and Steve Smith taking the opportunity to hit straight down the ground and bring up the first boundary of the innings. Very good crowd in here at the SCG and enjoying the sunshine. It's in the air but wide of Qadir in the gully and beats Javed across the boundary road. So a boundary now to both the openers.
Well, for a moment I didn't think that Kepler Wessels middled that ball all that well. It was certainly in the air. Selected to go to the West Indies next month.
Smith is very quick between wickets, and he's back for the second. It's well run.
Tahir Nakash, and he's bowling to Kepler Wessels.
It's in the air and straight to Kazim, who has taken the catch both at the first and second grab. So Kepler Wessels falling to the bowling of Tahir Nakash.
Tahir, who hasn't started the day off very well, but who strikes the first blow for Pakistan with a short pitch delivery, one that wasn't quite up there. Kepler Wessels looking for the drive. Not a great deal of movement of foot, but a good catch by Kazim out in the covers. And an elated Kazim. And good breakthrough too for Pakistan, because Kepler Wessels has been scoring a lot of runs against Pakistan lately, and they've got him out in this 6th over, and Australia 1 for 17.
Fine shot in the mid-off. 4 runs, glorious cover drive. Smith getting to the pitch of the half volley and putting it away. Well bowled, a fine shot. This time it's straighter. Smith in fine touch. First the cover drive and then the straight off drive.
That's a beautiful shot and just what the doctor ordered.
Pulls it, that's 4 more. Beautifully played while the fieldsmen are up during the first 15 overs. 13 off the overs after 8 overs Australia, 1 for 36. Rashid the bowler. Nice deflection by Greg Ritchie. Great way to start. Good running by Smith, 3 runs. Fine shot, just the single. Well, they're looking for two. Smith's quick. Kasim's a bit slow, and they get 2 runs. 6 runs conceded, 1 for 47. Smith 24, Ritchie 9. Mosen at cover. Oh, beaten by the bounce. Very anxious to get across. Mosen Khan misjudged the bounce. And they've run 4. Tremendous running by Steve Smith, and the big crowd here at the Sydney Cricket Ground really pleased with his performance today. Ritchie giving him support, but it's Steve Smith. He's setting the pace out there. Tremendous running. Beats him again. The outfield's lightning fast. 3 more to Smith, so the Australians away to a great start. Intelligent batting, straight play, nothing silly. Just firm shots and placement and a bit of desperation. Mosen under tremendous pressure at cover.
Abdul Qadir to Ritchie.
Oh, what a good shot. That one murdered. That almost took Qadir's head off. Smashed straight down the ground for 4.
Well, I don't know whether it was a good shot or not. I thought it was a caught and bowl chance. Qadir went for cover. It's unusual for a leg spinner particularly who flights the ball looking for the caught and bowl. It was well hit. Qadir made no effort whatsoever to take a catch. Just went for... The white feather was out for sure, and it raced away for 4. They're looking 280 runs down the barrel at the moment. Fine shot. Mosen, misfields. Gives away 4 runs. 7 runs off the over. The run rate ticks over. 1 for 76.
Moran, the man with the problems. He's got to do something about this flow of runs now. Doesn't look as though he'll bowl Australia out. Shot off the back foot. That's a magnificent shot. Steve Smith was back waiting on that one. It was just short of a length, and that was a batsman with runs behind his belt today. It's going to be Qadir again. Ritchie's the man on strike.
Well, that brings a great deal of joy to any old leg spinner sitting in a commentary box, I can tell you. It's a beautiful piece of deception. Abdul Qadir. He's pitched it round about middle and leg and drawn Greg Ritchie down with beautiful flight.
And well taken too by Ashraf Ali, getting the gloves, and that one spun quite appreciably, and he whipped the bails off in delight. And that was a very good delivery, a lot of spin in that ball. Ritchie once again out in the 30s for 31, Australia 2 for 85.
Endeavour to bowl Steve Smith around his legs there, behind his pads, but beautifully struck away by the young man.
Kim Hughes, who's on strike to Qadir. He's on 3. 2 for 93 after 19 overs.
But that spun a mile. Kim Hughes wasn't quite sure where that had gone. In fact, it went for 4 byes. Ashraf Ali didn't have that one tagged too well. Oh, beautiful bogey. Well, there's a turning pitch out there, and Imran Khan has put his faith in Abdul Qadir. The wicketkeeper's not picking which way they're spinning, and neither is the batsman.
And I can remember Qadir wrapping up Kim Hughes in similar fashion in the first test in Perth. And that was a beautiful delivery. Not only the fact that it turned back, but it beat him in flight. And suddenly, Pakistan, they're back into this game with the fall of 2 quick wickets, and Australia now 3 for 97.
That's a good shot from Border. Picking the gap beautifully. And off the mark with a boundary.
Just what the doctor ordered for Alan Border. Bowled first ball on Sunday, neck and crop. He got after this full toss, got it on the half volley. Used his feet beautifully and beat mid off, and that raced away for 4 runs.
There's the 50 for Steve Smith. It's been a very good innings from the youngster, enjoying coming in at the top of the order.
Fine innings, started off with a rush, was consolidated with the fall of 2 quick wickets in a very fine innings. The crowd enjoyed all the shots, 7 boundaries, both sides of the wicket, and we faced 67 deliveries in 97 minutes.
Good shot from Steve Smith, picking the gap beautifully, and 8 runs coming up in that over as Australia moved to 113. Oh, and he's got him again. Border out in that fashion against the West Indies, attempting to pull the shortest delivery. On this occasion, it's Madusa who has picked up the vital wicket.
Cricket is a form game, and Alan Border suddenly is out of form. Bowled 3 times in succession, this time trying to hit across the line. Deflection off the pad, and back goes middle stump, and a vital breakthrough by Madusa. A very important wicket, and it's 4 for 122. 8 boundaries, only 82 deliveries. He hasn't got a strike of late.
He likes to sweep, and that's the second time that he's swept very fine. And he picks up his 9th boundary.
Safe, professional shot that. Got the pad across, protected the stumps, swept it fine with the man squarest position, 4 all the way. Beautifully played sweep shot, helping the ball on its way.
That's a good shot, the late cut. Tahir gets quite a chase.
Smith upping the run rates, 7 runs off this over to date.
And where we once thought that the Australians may score over 250, that one played away, backward of square, and they'll collect 3. And now in a situation where to get to 250, they've got their work cut out.
Their run rate, which was 5.25 at one stage, is now down to 4.33. Good shot. Beautiful stroke from Smith. He was very quickly onto that. It wasn't all that short, actually.
That 4 brings up the 150, and Imran Khan has his hands on his hips.
Wasim Raja to Phillips. Well, that's quick running, and the pressure put on the keeper and fielder there. They're not going to be very happy with Qasim Omar out there. Imran has switched him. Not at all pleased with him letting 2 runs go there. Smith was very quick to come back.
It's well fielded, and that could be trouble. Yes, Wayne Phillips on his way there. Some good fielding from Qasim. Wayne Phillips backing up very quickly. And Qasim now with a catch and a run out.
And Wayne Phillips not even really to bother to watch the decision. A good piece of fielding by Qasim, summing up the situation, underarming it, and Wayne Phillips out by several metres. He didn't even really look across to umpire Dick French, but at the end of a very good partnership between Phillips and Steve Smith. And Phillips out for 25, and Australia now 5 for 186.
Steve Smith just a boundary away from a century, and a very good century it would be too. Rodney Marsh is on 1. 43 overs gone for 188. And Rodney Marsh likes facing leg spinners. It's high in the air and safely away past backward point. Not quite where he wanted it to go, but it brings up a boundary.
Wasim Raja bowling now, and Steve Smith's taking strike.
And that's a fine shot from Steve Smith to bring up his 100. Beautifully timed and placed away through the gap. And that's his second international limited over century. Got one against New Zealand in the second final last year at the SCG, and now one here at his home ground.
And in front of his home crowd, 100 runs in only 178 minutes off 126 balls, and that's a tremendous strike rate for an opening batsman.
Smith goes high over mid-off. Javed has just been brought up from there. And that brings up his 12th boundary. Rodney Marsh picking the gap beautifully out there. Mid-wicket and beating Mosen to the boundary.
Boundaries coming very rapidly now. Smith 2 in the previous over, 1 from Rodney Marsh, and now starting off this over with a boundary.
That's nicely placed by Marsh, beating Cardia across the boundary road.
5 boundaries in the last 2 overs, and that's causing Imran Khan a lot of concern.
Steve Smith has just had a change of bat. Looks like he's got the heavy one coming out to improve the scoring rate. It's pretty good at the moment. Smith is on 106, Marsh 17, Australia 5 for 216.
6 bowlers being used here.
Got that, there's a man down there, Kadir, under it, and he's caught it. Well judged, that went like a bullet. Nabil Kadir having a fine day, 2 wickets and picking up a very well judged catch, and Steve Smith leaves to a standing ovation from the big crowd here at the Sydney Cricket Ground.
Well, that was the first and only ball that hit that bat that he just changed. It seemed to hit right in the middle of the bat too and go way down there to deep it on. A good catch because it was hit firmly, hit flat as well. But a magnificent innings from Steve Smith. Not only has he played beautifully, he's run magnificently between the wickets. And as far as I can see it, he's just what the doctor ordered in terms of opening the batting for Australia in these one-day games. Good catch by Kadir. Standing ovation as Steve Smith disappears off the ground. Australia 6 for 216. Marsh has scored 20 of 17 balls, so he's over 100 at the moment.
It's up in the air. The wicketkeeper's called for it, it's high, and Marsh is out. A very good wicket for Pakistan. Marsh was a danger man, didn't get hold of that one at all. And Ashraf come in and took a comfortable catch. Words being said as Rodney Marsh leaves the ground, but he departs with the score at 6 for 221.
Yes, that one hit straight up in the air. Marsh trying to smash it away into the gap I was talking about, and the wicketkeeper coming up there, making no trouble, taking the catch. And as Marsh walked off the ground there, he really gave the umpire down that end a bit of a blast. I'm not sure that was called for. 7 for 221.
Kadir to John Maguire.
It's in the air, finds a gap. It's a big hit. 4 runs. Well, John Maguire picked that up beautifully.
Well, Bill, that might have been the reason why I decided not to bowl him his full 10. That's gone straight into the Hill crowd there for 6. Magnificent blow there by John Maguire. The ball kept going and just kept going. So
Gone, beautifully bowled and well stumped. The leg spinner with a bit of fight. Lawson coming down to him, and Ashraf does the rest. Fine piece of leg spin bowling.
yes, certainly got him absolutely stranded. The ball spinning past the bat there. Nicely taken too by Ashraf. The bail off, and Jeff Lawson stranded a couple of yards down the pitch there. So Lawson out-stumped by Ashraf off the bowling of Kadir. That's his third wicket for only 2. And Australia 8 for 234.
Hogs got that away. They looked for 2. Misfield by Jarvis, who's had a bad day in the field. Imran would not be happy. Nice deflection. Mosen, square leg, looking for the second. Terrible throw, and Hogs home for 2. Well struck. There's a man down there. Madasso, he's coming in. He falls short, knocks it away. They'll get a bonus run. 2 runs to Rodney Hogg. This big crowd at the Sydney Cricket Ground have warmed to Steve Smith today. And now Rodney Hogg hitting out to Madasso, who made a late lunge, but it was up in the air for a long time.
One to go. Can he hit it out the ground? A straight 6 is what the crowd would love.
Well, it's all happening, but not runs. And that's it. Australia after 50 overs, 8 for 244. Hogg not out 8. Maguire not out 7. And a good performance in the end by Pakistan, because at one stage they were looking 270 to 330 runs down the drain.
Well, I thought that was one of Australia's best performances for a long, long time. The batting started at the top. Steve Smith, with his 106, a tremendous effort that, and he ran between the wickets so well. And that seemed to key everyone up, and the whole thing went perfectly for Kim Hughes and his men. 244 for 8, 106 to Steve Smith in 129 balls faced. Greg Ritchie 31, Phillips 25, and Marsh a hard-hitting 20 off 18 deliveries. And the Pakistan bowling figures: the outstanding bowler Abdul Qadir, 3 for 42 in 9 overs. Why he didn't bowl the 10th, I'm not quite sure. A single wicket to Rashid Khan and Madassa, and 2 to Tahir Nakash. So the rate needed was just under 5 runs per over when Pakistan started. Here's the first over, no runs on the board. Lawson is the bowler to Madassa, and your commentators Tony Greig and Keith Stackpole.
Oh, and a bit of a mix-up. This could be a run-out. Mosen's gone. Madassa out, run-out. What a break for the Australians. Madassa set off. Seemed to get sent back by Mosen. They both ended up in the middle. And Phillips whipped it over the top. Marsh took the bails off, and a big breakthrough for the Australians.
And what a way for this Pakistan innings to start. We've seen Madassa and Mosen struggle in recent weeks, but on this occasion it was a great save by Wayne Phillips. It caused the mix-up in the middle of the wicket and a simple run out for Rodney Marsh. And what catastrophe for Pakistan, losing their first wicket without a run on the board. Jeff Lawson bringing the ball in, Madassa just working it square, but a great save by Wayne Phillips. Hasn't got the gloves on today. Quickly he saw that Madassa was stranded, fired in an excellent return, and what a great breakthrough for Australia. And Mosen really upset with losing Madassa without scoring.
Lawson to Mohsin Khan.
Bowling. Beautiful bowling by Jeff Lawson. Nipping through the defences there of Mohsin Khan, and he was comprehensively bowled.
A great delivery by Jeff Lawson. The previous one, also a good delivery. Nearly trapped Mosen LBW. But Mohsin Khan having real problems being out. LBW and bowled several occasions in the last few weeks. And that one that nipped back through bat and pad, and an elated Jeff Lawson. So Pakistan in big trouble, losing 2 quick wickets, and Mohsin Khan out for 1, and enormous pressure on the Pakistan team.
Rackerman to Imran Khan.
Oh, and Rodney Marsh in a bit of trouble there. That ball bouncing down the leg side, and as he went to take it, he pulled his hand down as if it really did hurt him. Oh, and that one bobbing down just past the off stump, and that's very lucky. Well, that hit him in the midriff. Notice the ball into the midriff there, and bobbing down, just missing the off stump.
Javid Miandad now faces Rackerman.
Nicely played. Better placement on that occasion by Miandad. Just two. Marsh going up with one hand there. He's not going to risk, but it doesn't matter using the one that's a little bit bruised. Pakistan 2 for 4.
In the air, but just past Wayne Phillips. And the first boundary comes up in the Pakistan innings. They move along to 9.
The 10 overs are really struggling. 2 for 11. Australia away to a very good start today. 1 for 47.
It's a good shot from Javid. Timed it pretty well. John Maguire won't cut it off, so a second boundary coming to Javid, both of them in that backward square leg area.
Really strong onside player. Lawson not that much off the line, but beautifully played. Full face of the bat and rolled the wrist. Beat Phillips. Very fast outfield. 4 valuable runs.
Maguire will have to move pretty quickly to cut that off. He can't. 2 boundaries coming in that over as Pakistan start to progress. 2 for 20. That's wide, and a good save in the covers. Steve Smith already made a century today.
Fine shot and a beautiful piece of work at cover region by Smith. 4 all the way. He dived, picked it up as clean as a whistle, and that's good defensive cricket in the covers by Steve Smith. He's batted at number 3 and he's struggling. 6 runs off only 26 deliveries.
And finally, Javid picks a hole in the cover field, and it beats Steve Smith into the boundary. 3 boundaries now for Javid. It's 2 for 25. It's going to be Carl Rackerman to continue from the Paddington end. In the commentary position, Tony Gregg and Richie Beno.
Immediately, Javid Miandad is away with a square cut 2. And they need every one of them because their run rate at one stage was down below 1. They just had a little decimal point against it. They've recovered a bit now, but not enough to catch Australia after the 15 over mark. Nice shot. Rackerman's got a job again there. Oh, well, he's okay, actually. I thought for one moment he was going to grab the ball when he had his feet over the line, but he was all right. It was brilliantly fielded.
Well, has he got the ball, his feet outside the line as he touches that ball? We might have to have another look at it. Well, I don't know, Rich. And that played away nicely by Imran Khan. He'll collect 2. And that's the end of Rackerman's over. Pakistan at this stage 2 for 45.
2 for 45, and a great spell by Carl Rackerman. He's finished his 10 overs now. 10 overs, 2 maidens, none for 16. That is a tremendous effort from him. John Maguire is about to bowl his 5th over. Madassa is one man out, Mose in the other. Javid Miandad taking strike.
It's an interesting tactic by Hughes. There's obviously a good reason for it. Not sure what it is, though.
Well caught, Rodney Marsh, in his bad hand as well. That finger kept him out of an international for the first time at the weekend, and he took a great catch there with that ball thumping into the bad area of his right hand. Court Marsh bowled Maguire, and John Maguire's bowled very well this evening. Javed is out.
This was good bowling. Maguire has kept them relatively quiet. Miandad obviously getting a little edgy and determined to play a shot or two there, but Marsh moving magnificently to his right, latching onto that one, and that's a big wicket for Australia. Javed Miandad is a very dangerous batsman. He's out for 26, and Pakistan now 3 down for 45.
Fazim Omar is taking strike. Oh, well bowled again by Maguire.
Rodney Hogg there, 2 for 59 against the West Indies and 1 for 56. Those were his most expensive figures. The rest of them all very tidy.
Oh, he's done it again. A superb catch by Rodney Marsh, again away to that right-hand side. That was a lovely catch. Well, you can say what you like, but there are light years between that man and every other wicket-keeper in first-class cricket in Australia.
Big deflection there, and Rodney Marsh taking that with 2 hands, moving way to his right. And have a look at the look on Rodney Hogg's face. Qasim Omar, accompanied by Daddles our duck, back to the Pakistani dressing room. Pakistan 4 for 46, need 199 to win.
That's a fine shot from Imran, and it's going to beat Alan Border across the boundary line. And the way that one's come off the bat, he may change his mind about going for another cue.
Vessels to Imran Khan.
Once again, Vessels going outside leg stump, and that proves a bit expensive. Good over there for Pakistan. They're 4 for 66. Alan Border in very quickly, and good piece of work there from Border, but Wasim Raja just beats the return home.
And not good running between the wickets by Wasim Raja, because he turned blind. He had 2 in his mind from the moment he set off, and if that return had been just a shade closer to the stumps, he would have been on his way back to the pavilion.
Wasim Raja using his feet and lofting into the gap, and over the boundary rope it goes, and that's exactly what Pakistan need.
Well, Pakistan have calculated the situation out at the moment, and what they need is exactly what comes off the bat with Wasim Raja. They must try and take some toll of these middle overs now, particularly from the bowling of Kepler Vessels, and an excellent shot that.
Pakistan requiring 245 for victory. And Wasim Raja is going right after victory. And this is exactly what Pakistan need, but he is going about it in a rather risky fashion.
7.7, dropped 0.2 over the last couple of overs. That's a good sign from Pakistan's viewpoint.
That's a good shot from Imran, the late cut. Nicely timed. And Wasim will come back for the 3rd.
Kepler Vessels is the bowler. Wasim Raja taking strike. Beautifully done. Vessels strikes again. Hughes reckons he's got an all-rounder there. Vessels reckons so too. And Wasim Raja is the disappointed batsman.
Fine piece of work by Rodney Marsh, going for the 6 down the ground. 2 paces, a big swing and a miss, and Rodney Marsh whips them off, and so ends a fine little innings from Wasm Raja. The idea was okay, just didn't pick it up. It was a fraction short, and Rodney Marsh did the rest. So Kepler Wessels strikes for Australia, and it's 5 for 103.
Ijaz Faqih is the new batsman. He ran out, bit of exercise, or either that he was keen to get it. Well done. What a beautiful piece of cricket. Imran goes. Not such a beautiful piece of cricket from Ijaz and Imran, but a great piece of out cricket by the Australians once again.
And Imran Khan would be very annoyed. The new batsman ran all the way to the wicket, must have been loosening up, and he took off it just to Richie's right. The throw was good, it hit the stumps, and the desperate Pakistani captain fails to make his ground, and that's probably the end for Pakistan. And bad luck for him when he come in at number 3, battled hard. It was a very dicey run from the start. The throw was spot on. It wouldn't have mattered. He could have gloved it as well, and he was out. And that's the end of Imran as umpire. Ray Ishwood gets the finger up, and it's 6 for 103.
Rodney Hogg comes in now. Tahir Nakash is taking strike. He's gone. Tahir Nakash goes. Ijaz stands at the other end and looks very gloomy. And the crowd is up on its collective feet.
Well, they've had a very good day here, the big crowd at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Steve Smith made a fine 100, and the Australian bowler's been on top all day. Ijaz, with his head down, see his partner goes as he tries to hit Rodney Hogg over the side screen. Clean bowled, and Pakistan in a lot of trouble. There's been a few of them today. Tahir bowled Hogg without scoring, 7 for 104.
Rodney Hogg is the bowler. Abdul Qadir taking 1 and looking for 2. Maguire is down third man. The comparison after 35 overs: 4 for 153 Australia, 7 for 106 Pakistan. Taking 2, Border is the fielder. Kepler Wessels to Ijaz.
That one nicked away down towards the third man boundary. Very fine, they'll get 4 for that. Ijaz not bothering to run, and Pakistan 7 for 116. Didn't look to me as if Rod Marsh had picked that up. He decided very definitely not to use his right hand, and I think the shake of the head there would have suggested that he lost it. Oh, and that's taken. He's gone. Qadir out, caught by Rodney Marsh. Hogg the bowler. And the Pakistanis go deeper into trouble.
And what a night it's been for Rodney Marsh. 3 catches and a stumping, and dismissing Abdul Qadir. Looking for the guide down through that vacant slip area. Got a good healthy edge, and Rodney Marsh getting everything behind it gives Rodney Hogg another wicket. So Pakistan now languishing at 8 for 120.
Wessels the bowler. That one flicked away fine down the leg side. It's running down, and Kyle Rackerman heading off in the wrong direction down there. A few giggles in the outfield. His teammates wondered what he was doing. Wessels, however, is not smiling. Oh, good shot. Nicely played. That's going down into the gap, and Rackerman's got no way in the world of cutting that off. Oh, good shot that by Ijaz. It wasn't very short, and he stabbed it away square on the leg side. 8 for 129. Rodney Hogg bowling his last over. And he's bowled him. Well, he really has beaten them all for pace. That's 4 for 34, his figures. Top bowling by Rodney Hogg.
And a great performance by Australia in this match. Set off earlier this afternoon by Steve Smith and now being finished off at the end practically by Rodney Hogg. That off-cutter coming between the bat and pad of Ejaz, and Rodney Hogg picking up his 4th victim. So Ejaz out for 14, bowled Hogg, and Pakistan on the brink of defeat, 9 for 129.
Alan Border, and he's bowling to Rashid Khan.
Full pitch, he swung it over the mid-wicket fence, and that's a big 6. Rashid whipping it into the Barongal stand. A little bit of joy for Pakistan into the over, 9 for 143. Alan Border wraps up the tail, bowling Rashid. Full pitch delivery, all over for Pakistan, all out for 157. They lost by 87 tonight, and a real confidence builder for the Australian team, who's won the toss today, and they've been informed right from the very first over. They'll walk from this ground feeling now that they're back in with a chance of beating the West Indies at the weekend in Adelaide, and the big crowd here today saw some magnificent cricket.
And Australia seem to be able to combat Pakistan at every level, whether it be at test level or one-day level. And Rashid's innings ending in that manner, just playing over the top of one of Alan Border's deliveries. And once again, Australia acquitting themselves very well against Pakistan. Kim Hughes not looking very happy there as he leads Australia off, but I'm sure inside he'll be feeling a very happy man.
Terrific effort from the Australians there to bowl out Pakistan in that way. The fast bowlers did wonderfully well, and Vessels did his job once again. 157 Pakistan. Top score there of Imran coming in at number 3 and making 41, and Wasim Raja brought back to the side 32. The outstanding bowling figures for Australia, 4 for 37 from Rodney Hogg. Player of the match was Steve Smith, and he thoroughly deserved it for that 106. The points table, the Benson Hedges World Series Cup points table, West Indies are 10, Australia 7, and Pakistan still on 3, and West Indies have a game in hand of those other 2 teams. So we turn now to Adelaide, to the triple header at the weekend, for which all tickets have been sold for the Sunday clash between Australia and the West Indies. Still plenty available in general admission for the Saturday and the Monday. We look forward to having you with us on commentary for those 3 games in Adelaide at the weekend. For the moment, on behalf of Nine's Wide World of Sports, it's good night.